Hello there, welcome to NTV English News Bulletin. I am Bhavana Casey. In the beginning, we have the headlines. National Paddy Day being observed across the country today. Rice production projected to rise this year despite late entry of monsoon. Meeting of Kosi Provincial Assembly rescheduled for today. Chief Minister Karki making last state's efforts to secure vote of confidence. China adding to President Xi's vast powers with a new law asserting Beijing's interest on the world stage, law to go on effect from 1st of July. Nepal facing host Malaysia in its second match of ACC Men's Under 16 East region. Malaysia now chasing the target of 184 runs. Welcome back. You are with NTV English News Bulletin. Now we have the news in details. The 20th National Paddy Day is being marked today across the country. The government had decided in 2061 Bikram Samvat to mark Asad 15 of the Nepali calendar every year as National Paddy Day and Paddy Cultivation Festival. Rice plantation, eating delicacies like curd and beaten rice, and participating in traditional cultural programs like singing, throwing mud at each other, and merriment are the major attractions of the day. Paddy is the major crop not only in Nepal but in entire South Asia. The government aims to attain the self-sufficiency in rice production by conserving the land for paddy cultivation, promoting clean and healthy seeds, expanding irrigation facilities, and developing hybrid and disease-resistant varieties. Paddy is cultivated on 47% of the total cultivable land in Nepal. Meanwhile, in Lumbini province, just 11% of paddy plantation has been conducted due to monsoon entering late in the country. This year, because of delayed monsoon, the amount of paddy plantation is lesser across the country, including the districts in the Lumbini province. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal has extended best wishes to all on this day, stating that the government has been implementing different programs, including expansion of irrigation supply, grants and chemical fertilizer and seeds, expansion of modern technology, research and development, among others, to increase the production of paddy. The Prime Minister has also cautioned that the target of paddy production could be affected due to impacts of climate change, drought, heavy rain, scanty rain, natural disaster, and spread of diseases, and pose challenges to our food security. He said other innovative programs for increasing paddy production and to set minimum support price of the staple food are being implemented with due priority. Vehicular movement along the Naranghat-Mugling Road section is yet to resume as the landslide debris is yet to be cleared. Hundreds of passengers and vehicles to and from Chitwan remain stranded halfway after the landslide occurred at Ichakamana Rural Municipality, Ward Number 5 in Chitwan on Thursday afternoon. The dry landslide is still taking place and the clearance of the debris is affected. Police Inspector of Area Police Office Mugling, Bisal Tamang, said that it could take some 6 to 7 hours to clear the huge heap of debris formed after the dry landslide. Likewise, the District Traffic Police Office has asked the travelers to use alternative routes today as the Mugling-Naranghat road section is obstructed due to the frequent landslides. With this update, time to go for a short break again, but still to come we have. Welcome back. You are with the NTV English News Bulletin. Now to more updates. The meeting of Koshi Provincial Assembly, slated to begin at 11 a.m. today, is yet to convene. The meeting on Thursday was adjourned for today due to special reason. Province Minister Hikmat Bahadur Karki is seeking vote of confidence in today's session. The decision comes in the wake of the Mao Centre and Janata Samajwadi Party withdrawing their support from the government. Chief Minister Karki ruled out the possibility of forming another government and asked the provincial assemblies to vote for him if they want to avert the midterm polls. Chief Minister Karki also called for the formation of a consensual government. A meeting of chief ministers from all 7 provinces is taking place in Pokhara today. The Gandaki province government is convening the meeting, which is a part of deepening intergovernmental relations to strengthen Nepal's federalism. Spokesperson of Gandaki province government, Saraswati Aryal, said Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal is scheduled to inaugurate the meeting this afternoon. During the meeting, the chief ministers are expected to hold discussions on issues of rights given to the provincial government and experiences on intergovernmental relations, among others. Lumpy skin disease has spread across 76 districts of the country. According to Department of Livestock Services, so far 25,408 cattle have died due to this infectious disease. The department informed that this contagious skin disease has caught more than 600,000 cattle of 76 districts. Of the infected, nearly 500,000 have recovered, while more than 200,000 new cases of infection has been added. The department has claimed that the disease is gradually being controlled. Hybrid cattle are prone to the lumpy skin disease, which is transmitted by blood-sucking insects like flies, mosquitoes and ticks. It causes lack of milk production, fever, nodules on the skin, swelling of limbs and even infertility in the cattle. With this update, time to go for a short break again, but still to come we have. Welcome back. Now to more updates, and we have latest from the international front. China is adding to Xi Jinping's vast powers with a new law that will assert Beijing's interest on the world stage. State media outlet The Global Times called the law a key step to enrich the legal toolbox against Western hegemony. The law threatens to punish entities that act in ways detrimental to China's interests, but does not specify which lines should not be crossed. Experts say the law underscores China's aggressive diplomacy, but how actively it will be enforced when it takes effect on 1st July remains to be seen. After all, China has been keen to court foreign investments post-COVID pandemic. Crisisist Pakistan has reached a staff-level agreement with the International Monetary Fund (IMF) over $3 billion of funding. The deal, which still needs to be approved by the Global Lenders Board, comes after an 8-month delay. The South Asian nation is facing its worst economic crisis since independence from Britain in 1947. To help secure the deal, Pakistan's central bank raised its main interest rate to record high of 22% on Monday. Pakistan's economy, which was already struggling after years of financial mismanagement, has been pushed to brink by global energy crisis and devastating floods that hit the country last year. Virgin Galactic, the company founded by United Kingdom's entrepreneur Richard Branson, has successfully completed its first commercial flight to the edge of the space. Two Italian Air Force officers and an aerospace engineer from the National Research Council of Italy joined the Virgin Galactic instructor and the space plane's 2 pilots on a suborbital ride on Thursday that took them about 80 kilometers above the New Mexico desert. The VSS Unity space plane then glided safely back to its starting point on runway at Spaceport America, a state-owned complex near the New Mexico town of Truth or Consequences. The successful trip marks a turning point for Virgin Galactic Holding Inc., which has been developing its commercial service for nearly 20 years while facing regular development setbacks. More updates line up on the other side, but before that, let's have the highlights first. A microscopic handbag smaller than a grain of salt has been sold for $63,750 at an auction. A microscope is needed to view the bag's design, with the tiny object measuring 657 by 222 by 700 micrometers. Art Collective MSG Art collective MSCHF, based in Brooklyn, is known for its controversial designs. They include shoes that contain human blood, trainers with holy water in the soles, a cologne that smells like WD-40, and giant red rubber boots. Now to sports. Nepal is playing against host Malaysia in its last leg of the ACC Under-16 Eastern Zone Cup Cricket 2023. In the match underway at Biomass Oval Cricket Ground in Kuala Lumpur, host Malaysia is chasing the target of 184 runs. It has so far scored 81 runs, losing 4 wickets in 25.1 overs. Nepal, that chose to bat first, amassed 183 runs in 33.4 overs with loss of 8 wickets. Nepal has already booked its place in the semi-final, defeating Thailand by a huge margin of 225 runs in the match played on Wednesday. If Nepal wins today's match, it will be a group winner. With this update, we come to the end of this English News Bulletin. But before we say goodbye, let's have a quick reminder of the major stories. National Paddy Day being observed across the country today. Rice production projected to rise this year despite late entry of monsoon. Today's rescheduled meeting of Kosi Provincial Assembly is to convene. Chief Minister Karki making last-ditch efforts to secure voter confidence. China adding to President Xi's vast powers with new law asserting Beijing's interest on world stays law to go on effect from 1st July. And Nepal facing host Malaysia in its second match of the ACC Mains Under-16 East region. Malaysia now chasing the target of 184 runs. Well, that's all we have in this edition of English News Bulletin. We'll see you again with next round of English Bulletin at 6 in the evening. Till then, have a great time ahead and do stay tuned with us. Namaste.